Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to focus on Final Project 1, Milestone 1. So this is the first of two milestones for Final Project 1 that you're going to submit here in Module 3. And it's your first milestone that you're going to submit for the course. This is the Milestone 1 guidelines and rubric document, and within this document I highlighted and bolded some key information to focus on to help you navigate through the expectations for this assignment. So here, the first question is, what articles are you going to include in your literature review? You're going to include the three articles that were selected back in Module 1. When you chose your track and topic, there were links to three articles underneath your topic. Those are the three articles that you're going to review here in Module 3 to complete this assignment. I also want to point out that your literature reviews are not typical lengthy APA reviews. They're actually going to be short, targeted, adapted literature reviews. And you're going to submit three of them, one for each article. And each one should be about 1 page in length. I can bring your attention down here. You did this already. You completed the assignment. The Module 2 Literature Review Practice Journal assignment is this essentially the same process that you're going to go through here in Module 3. You're going to focus on the same questions that are highlighted right here. So these bulleted questions are the same questions that you're going to review for each of the three articles. That being said, I want to direct you back to the video for the Literature Review Practice Journal assignment where I went into more depth with these questions and the expectations. To guide you, you have the literature review template available. So refer to that. You're going to have three of those completed. And if you want to review the literature review example, that's a completed literature review that kind of highlights the expectations, what's expected for you for this assignment. I also want to direct your attention down here. There's a link to the SNHU Writing Center, an invaluable resource to take advantage of, not only for this assignment, but moving forward in your program. But the SNHU Online Writing Center will be able to help you with APA formatting for these sources. Okay, if I can scroll down here. The following items or elements must be included, must be addressed. So when you're looking at the rubric, these are the essential, critical elements or components that have to be included in your assignment. I'm going to just review them and highlight specific information within each one. So for the first one right here, you're going to discuss how personality develops. So the research presented in the course is referring to the research articles that you're reviewing. Within those articles, how does it explain the development of personality? All right. The next item, B. You're going to summarize the claims and discuss within this element how personality is assessed. How do the researchers measure or gauge personality? Moving down to C. Explain how the view of personality has evolved over the history of personality psychology. How has the view of what personality is or is not, how has that changed within the literature that you're reviewing? Most importantly here is to support with examples. Include one or two examples from the research that backs up what you state. D. Explain any conclusions you can reach about the research in personality psychology. So based on the literature, based on the article that you just read, what can you conclude about the field of personality psychology as a whole? This part is important as well. For E, describe the specific research designs that were used. In other words, how did the researchers conduct their investigations, carry out their studies? This part how did the research designs used by researchers help in conducting research? Explains in more depth, the process that the researchers went through for collecting their data, for assessing the findings related to personality psychology. So, to back up, what type of research was used and how did the researchers carry that out? So, did they use a questionnaire? Did they use an experiment? And then the process of how the research designs were helpful in conducting their research. This is going to play an important part in you developing your research design later. G, discuss how issues of ethics have been addressed. So just for the articles that you're looking at, one by one, how did those researchers protect the participants? How did they address any issues, any ethical issues? How did they inform the participants? Did they debrief the participants? How did they protect the participants? So look for information related to that to identify how issues of ethics have been addressed. And last but not least, discuss how issues of ethics and personality have been viewed historically. How have the issues related to ethics in the field of personality psychology been viewed over time? A sentence or two will suffice here. And then, how has that view changed? If you find it has changed. How has that view changed? So as the field of personality psychology has progressed and evolved, how has the view of ethics changed? And once again, very important, support your responses with examples. So use a specific example from the research article to support your answer. Down here, the guidelines for submission. All your citations and your listed references should be in APA format. This should come as no surprise. And then each of the 3 literature reviews should be 1 page in length. Once again, use the provided template to guide you through the process. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I also recommend that you review the critical elements, this rubric, because that's exactly what I will be using to assess your work.